The following video contains language that may be inappropriate for young viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Welcome to Behind the Bars, where we bring the unseen and the unheard stories from the depths of the prison system to the forefront. I'm your host, Jason Boss, and together we'll explore the madness, the chaos, and the harsh realities hidden behind the steel doors of prisons worldwide. From the local jailhouse to death row across the world, we'll show you the isolation, the seclusion, and the decades spent enduring unimaginable conditions. These are the stories of survival, struggle, and humanity in places most of us will never see. We're here to shine a light on what society often forgets, the voices of the incarcerated. Each story is real, each voice is authentic, and every moment reveals the raw, unfiltered truth of life behind the bars. Join me for a journey like no other, a journey into the darkness, the truth, and the resilience of the human spirit. This is Behind the Bars, real life, real stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast, guys. You are on the record with Behind the Bars, and I have a very exciting brother who is an absolute joy to be talking with. His name is Terrell Deshaun Perry, and he has done a tremendous amount of time in this criminal justice unit, or so-called justice unit that they have. And for those who have not heard the very first, this is podcast number 5, guys, and every single podcast of Terrell's is absolutely gold. So, guys, if you want to look at the things in your life, your specific life, that you can do right now to make sure that you do not get into the same rut, into the same ordeal as our brother Terrell here, guys, please check out those other podcasts. And my brother, my friend Terrell, how are you doing today?
Hey, yes, sir. I'm good, man. I'm ready to stretch some legs and, man, just talk to the people, man. You know how I do it.
You know, brother, it's very refreshing talking to you, because you are one of the most positive brothers that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, that I can talk to, that has found a reason for living inside of these deep, dark bars. And for everybody, guys, again, there's 4 or 5 podcasts right now already that you guys really need to look into. Look into Terrell. Guys, in the description below is a way that you guys can contact Terrell, and time pending, this cat will get back to you. He will show you some love if you guys can show him some love. And I would really appreciate it, guys. So, Terrell, we are sitting right now. You are 22-ish years old. You, according to the last interview that we had, bro, you just broke bad. You went from trying to survive in the real world. The real world was not hooking you up. The real world was not giving you what you needed. And so you broke bad. You're 22 years old. You decided you have to take care of your new girl, the new baby that's coming along. You can't get a job. And so your best decision is that you can sell weed. Take me from there, my brother.
Yeah, so, like, the things of life hit me, basically, at this point, man. So I'm trying to do all I can. I'm trying to do everything I can to make ends meet, without, like, getting drastic and, stuff like that. So, but, fast forward on, it's like I ended up getting a car. So I got a car, and so basically I'm riding through his car, and living through his car and riding around. So one of my old friends, his name was Mark, one of my best friends, we call him Smoke. He his oldest brother, because Smoke was locked up at the time. So I started talking to his older brother, and his older brother was like, "Say, man, I got a job. I sell powder." I said, "Powder?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "But when I'm at work, powder is cocaine, powder cocaine." He said, "So I sell powder." So I'm like, how you sell, you sell it, like, how you sell it? Like, you sell it like weed or what? Because he was like, "No, man, it's just, you sell smaller packs than weed, but you make more money." So I was like, yeah. He said, look, this is what I need you to do. I need you to help me out. I said, how? He said, you can still sell the weed. He said, but you going to make more money selling powder. He said, when I leave and go to work, my customers go somewhere else, and I'm losing customers because I'm not here all the time.
Mm.
So he said, I'm asking you guys, you stay here with me. No rent free. You and your girl, and just sell powder when I'm not here to keep them coming over here. And then when I get out of work, just slide back and let me, take back over. So the rent-free part got me, and the extra money got me, because by now...
You started selling powder. That's the last thing I heard. Tell me from there.
Okay, so we moved in because, the rent-free and the extra money, it was really appealing at the time because, like I said, nobody answered. I put in like 30, 40 applications, probably more than that, to various different jobs and stuff like that, and no one called me back. So I thought we moved in with Mark, my best friends, one of my best friends, brother. So I started selling powder when he go to work. Me and my son's mother, we got our own room upstairs, so we don't, during the day, we up there, like, listening to music and talking, but we'll leave and go some of her family members out, or just go out and eat or something like that. But during the day when he goes to work, people will come over there because he started telling them, y'all still come over there, can you still come get some powder cocaine, in his house? So they start coming. Now Mark has a habit. He smokes weed and snores powder, and he sells it. He sells powder. I don't. I don't smoke weed nor snort powder, so I don't have any habits. So I'm able to sell bigger, more quantity of powder than what Mark does. So it gets to the point to where Mark's customers, when they come over there, they're not looking for him, they're looking for me. So you can imagine the type of conflict that started. So he tried to play slick with me, man. He was getting a bunch of credit because he was like, man, I get paid on this day. Let me get this till I get paid. So I did, because one, he was letting me stay there. I wouldn't even be able to make the little extra money and stay somewhere up on in the house with functioning stuff without having to pay rent. So I was like, all right, cool. I said, but when you get paid, you have to pay me my money. So when he get paid, man, he did not pay me because he threw it in my face that he was letting me stay there. He was letting me make some money over there. So all the stuff that he said I didn't have to do, basically he throwing it in my face, you know what I'm saying, because I was there. So now I'm getting into it with him, and I have to leave because, like I said, my son's mother, her belly is sticking out, and so, man, things just went down because I didn't have nowhere to go. I had no one to run to. Me and my sister wasn't on the best of terms, and things just was bad. And it was around Christmas time, so my girlfriend and her mother, so we went down to Ashdown, Arkansas, which is where my son's mother is from, on Christmas. So on Christmas Day, we go down there, and she goes into labor. So the whole day we down there, she's in labor on Christmas Day. So then, so we leave and come back from Texas County, Arkansas. We go to the hospital, Wiley Hospital, and she stays in there all night, and she gives birth to my son. And she gives birth to my son, man, on the 26th, the day after Christmas.
December 26th.
So, but, I mean, that was great, and it changed my perspective of life, because I see it's my second child, but this is the first child that I've seen being brought into the world, so it was kind of like a whole different experience for me, man. So now I'm thinking about, like, man, I wish I didn't have to do all this. I want to, basically get out of the streets and, have a house and, all this, a house and a car and a nice job, but, it just didn't happen like that. So now I'm more pressure on me because now not only is my son born, but he needs stuff. He needs the diapers, the milk, the checkups and the shots, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, the baby milk, and so it's like, man, so I need more money. So I ended up, we left while we were in the hospital. We left the hospital, and I went back to my sister's house for a minute. So we stayed there for a minute. So we ended up renting out a room in my son's mother's street, her uncle's house. We had an extra room in the back, but now we have to pay rent here, which is cool. So we was over there. I was still doing the little hustling stuff, man, and not too much of nothing. But it wasn't enough because my son needed, and she needed, I needed. We had to pay this guy every month, so it just didn't add up. So now I know how to sell powder. so the weed was not good money like powder was. So I left, and I hooked up with this guy who knew another guy who sold powder. So now I'm going to spend the money I have to purchase some powder. So now I'm just going to start selling powder because that's where the money is right now. It brings in more money, faster money, so I can take care of, my son.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, and
so this is 2003, and you're 23, roughly. Is that roughly what your age was? Do you think?
Yes. This is the beginning of 2003, man. When this was happening. So now this is where life really kind of went all the way down here for me because the charge that I'm in here now, this is around the time that this happened. So I met this guy about, buying the powder.
Mm-hmm.
So it was three guys, me and my two co-defendants. One guy was like, man, my grandma, she can't get her medication now, something about Medicaid or some old stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the other guy, he knew the guy who basically had all the deals on, so if you want to buy powder. So I was like, all right, look, let's put our money together and let's just buy a big quantity of powder cocaine. And so it was like, all right, this was kind of like later on in the evening. So the guy was like, man, it's kind of late, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to wait till tomorrow. So the other guy was like, no, man, he just broke up the dice game. He got all the stuff. He just came back. He just told me he's trying to get off all that old stuff, all the hustling, smooth, hustling talk stuff. So he goes over there, and we try to buy some ounces of powder. So cocaine. So when we get in the house, it's like the guy looks at me kind of funny because, it's dark. So, and this is where a lot of stuff from my past came back, the past traumas of being young and in the neighborhood with the little kids, because this is where all the stuff starts to come back, man. And so we in there, and I'm not knowing that one of my ball partners, the Owen White, was snorting powder. I didn't know that he was like snorting powder and buy powder from me. I thought he was buying it and sending it. I didn't know. So this guy thinks that we are trying to buy some powder to do. And I was like, I don't have no habits. I don't do powder. So when we go in there, he goes off on me. I don't even know him. I never seen him before. Jason, I've never seen this guy before in my life. So he goes off on me to tell me And he tells D, which we thought his name was Doe, and said, man, why y'all keep bringing all these police in my house, these white boys and such and such? I'm like, hold on, is you talking to me? You know, because I'm like, you know, he might mistake me as a white guy. Like, I'm not a white guy. So then he looks at me and starts going off on me, white dude this and white dude that. And I'm like, so I'm not a white guy. Like, I'm not white. So, yeah, so he studied just fine off. So now it's like, you know, all the past trouble me. Remember I was telling you, like, I'm a light-skinned black dude who has to fight the black guys and the white people don't, like, you know, back then, like, they treat me like the black guys, and the black people treat me like less than them.
Like a white dude. Yeah.
Yeah, so all this comes back, man, in my mind, so I just get mad. So, me and this guy, I just swing on him. You know, we start fighting. Boom. So we were fighting. So this was not a planned robbery. This was nothing planned. Nothing. This has happened. It's just something that just happened. So me and this guy fighting, right? So we fight from the living room, and it was a door. We fight. You know, I guess we ended up in the kitchen fighting. So while we were fighting, a gun go off, pow, and the guy drops in front of me. I'm in the kitchen. We fighting, drops. So now this is why I want to like have people, make people think about this case, because like I said, like these people don't care that I didn't do what they got me charged with. They just wanted to convict me. So their statements on the stand was that I took him in the kitchen and shot him, right? So, yeah, so crime scene photos and expert witnesses testified that the bullet that shot him in the back, may I ask, since I'm fighting him face to face and he gets shot in the back. The shell casing from the gun is in the living room, Jason, and I'm in the kitchen fighting. So how could I be in two places at one time and actually do this?
So do you remember the gun going off, and do you remember this guy going down? What happened? Who pulled that trigger?
Okay, so the living room was Gene Paxton and Doe White. Both of them was in the living room. Like, he had guns, like, but we, like, everything, that's what you do, you know, in the hood, you take the guns. So my gun was bigger than their gun. They had a 22 and a 25. So both of them had a 22 and a 25. So Gene had a 25, Diddy had a 22, and I had a 380. So the shell case that fired was a 25 shell case. And that's what they found in the living room while I'm in the kitchen.
Okay, so a 25 casing is found in the living room, and this guy's back in the kitchen. Okay, so explain exactly what's going down.
Okay, so this what's going down. Me and him is fighting. Just picture this, me and him fighting in the kitchen. His back is through the open door that we just walked through. The door is open. We walked through the door. His back is towards the living room. And I'm in the kitchen fighting, and he gets shot in the back. And the shell casing is found in this.
So somebody from the living room shot him in the back. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the shell was found. So there's a door. There's basically a door from the living room to the kitchen. You're hand to hand fighting with this guy. You're like fisticuffing this guy, and you guys are throwing each other all around.
Yeah.
That's what happened?
Yeah, in the kitchen.
And then
we're in the kitchen.
Then you're standing there, and this guy's shot in the back. Do you see this?
Yeah. No, I was too busy fighting, but I heard the shot. Pow! And we both kind of like, because, you know, you hear a gunshot, you freeze. Like, pow, we heard the gunshot. So we both freeze and stop. And he just falls.
Okay.
So now...
So you're in the kitchen, you're fighting this guy. Somebody from the other room fires a shot. This guy drops to the ground. Then what?
Yes, sir. And then it's like, what just happened? So now it's like, what just happened? Like, everybody's like, what just happened? So, and this was chaos. So now it's like, you just shot this guy. I'm like, why you do that? Like, you was fighting. Like, why you shooting him? If anything, y'all can help me beat him up. Like, we didn't have, you didn't, like, this is stuff that came out. Like, why did you do that? Like, so, but it was no talking. It was basically like everybody's panicking now. It was straight panic mode after that. So,
all right, so let me
was running around.
Hold on, let me set this up.
He was running around. All right.
Okay, so let me try to get this real quick. So you are into this guy's house that you're trying to buy powder from, and there's 2 other guys. Is that what you're saying? There's 2 other guys?
Yeah, 3 of them. Yeah,
3 of you. So there's a total of 4 of you guys.
Yes.
Okay, so you and this other, the main dealer guy, start taking off fisticuffs. Like, he's accusing you of a bunch of stuff, and you decide to start punching him.
Yeah.
Did you punch him first?
Yeah.
Okay.
We was
Yeah, so go ahead. So you punch this guy first.
Oh, yeah.
It started in the living room, and then it moved to the kitchen.
Yes, because, like, you know, he was very disrespectful. He was calling me names, bitches, hoes, so it's part of my words, but that's what he was calling me.
Mm-hmm.
He was calling me white dudes and police and white police dudes trying to, you know, do all this stuff to him. So I hit him in the nose, and we just started fighting. Because I was telling him, like, I'm not a white dude, man. So you need to talk to me like that. You know, like, I'm not that guy that you think I am. So I hit him in the nose. So we fight from the living room. You know, we just, you know, grabbing and punching and slaying. And we ended up through this doorway in the kitchen. So we fight and everything. And then the gunshot, pow. So we both kind of like, oh. And he just drops. So I'm like, man, what was that? Like, man, what you doing? You know, like, so, but yeah, so that's, and then, you know, BD said, man, we gotta get the stuff. We here now, get the stuff, basically, you know what I'm saying? So they run around and stuff. So I leave. I goes out the door. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go. Y'all tripping. Like, this is. I don't know what just happened. Like, I don't know. It just, my mind is just really just gone right now. Like, I did not, man, it just, I can't explain, like, what was going through my mind. It was shock, trauma, scared, panic, like, everything was going through in my mind at one time.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, for those who are out there that are listening to this that understand this, this is not like hours-long debate on trying to figure out a certain situation. This is when something pops off and you have seconds to react. You have seconds to figure this stuff out and really seconds to figure out what the situation is. Okay, so this guy got capped in the back. He got shot in the back, and you're tripping out. You get out of there. Are they robbing this guy then at that point?
From my understanding, Didi said that he went through the house looking for stuff. I was kind of like, when I was like analyzing what just happened, I left. And then shortly, when I'm walking through the backyard, they run and catch up with me.
Okay, they run. Your partners, the other 3 people that were with you on this gig.
Yes.
Okay.
The other 2, it's 2. It's 3 of us. It's me and 2 other guys.
Okay, so basically, I mean, was there any more people in this house? There were just the 4 of you and this one drug dealer. Is that the case?
No. It was 4 of us total. It was me, the 2 guys with me, and it was 4 total.
2 guys. Okay, so it's total of 3. Okay, so Okay, so basically, I mean, at the end of the day, what you're saying is that you were just simply fist fighting this guy, and these guys capped him, and then what happens from there? How do you end up with charges for these other guys shooting this guy?
Okay, so we leave. And everything, and while we leaving the scene, I ended up going to jail that night for some misdemeanor warrants in Arkansas and Texas for chicks, like basically busting hot chicks. So yeah, so I get locked up, and then when I get out, it was further from my mind. Like, I want to get myself away from that, you know, because now it's like when I leave, when I finally get out, I go to my my girlfriend and my son, and I see like, man, I need to disassociate myself with all of that, you know, all of that. So, but so they ended up, like, it was like multiple people that was charged with this before me, because people like went into the house, but before the police found, you know, the body in the house, people broke in the house and went in the house and walked around and moved stuff around and moved the body, from my understanding.
Like tweakers.
So it's kind of like, yeah, it's like stuff. It was his family, I guess, or his friends, or somebody that you know, that was found, that was looking for him, because it was not, I guess it wasn't like him to not talk to nobody in that period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but they don't know what all actually happened that time. So because they charged, there was like 4, 5, 6 people that was taken in for the crime before me. So like I said, this is where all this stuff come in. Didi was like, I didn't know that he was actually doing meth and powder and popping pills. He was just a drug addict. Yeah, so he was in a hotel room, and he was like, yeah, we such and such, me, no, he said my name, he said the other guy's name, Gene Jackson's name, like, yeah, we such and such, we did this, we went in there and did all this, so that's how my name come up. So
okay, so hold on real quick. So this guy is dead. His family is in the house, like, whatever, stripping out the house or taking the stuff or whatever. Who is pinpointing you to this crime? Who's actually saying that you were?
That's what I'm saying. The guy that was in the house with us, Didi, the old and white.
So this is the dude that you brought with you.
Yeah, well, we all collectively agreed to put our money together to purchase some cocaine to sell. But we didn't know that Didi was actually using the drugs. We didn't know this at the time. So after all that happened, Didi was in the hotel room, you know, with some strippers and stuff like that, and with some females, and he was doing these drugs, and he was just started talking, saying, yeah, we did this. I guess the issue of him coming up, that he died, came up. He died, so the issue of him dying came up in the hotel room. So when he was like, yeah, we did this. We went over there. We know he said my name, he said Gene's name, and there was a female in there that knew Timothy Moore's family, his brother.
And Timothy Moore is the guy that died.
Yes, sir. That is the guy that unfortunately, you know, got killed. So she left and went over there and told him, this is what Doe and White did. They called him Didi. This is what he said. So his mother went to the police station and took her up there and gave him all our names, the one that Didi said. So that's how I got initially.
So this guy D.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy Didi takes off. He's in a motel with a whole bunch of strippers and hookers or something. He's all talking. Yeah. He's all talking smack. He basically talks like a whole bunch of smack and basically exposes you. Is that what he says at this point?
Well, yeah, he placed me at the scene of the crime. He placed me there, man, and he told them, like, because he's making it seem like a boastful way. You know what I'm saying? He just boasting about it, and I guess the girl got mad because she knew, like, him and his brothers, and so she left and went over there to his mother's house, to Timothy Moore's mother's house, or to his brother or something. They took her to his mother's house, and then They took her, the lady that was in the hotel room. They took her to the police station, and gave them all our names and stuff like that, or our nicknames and stuff like that, and then they fielded the case off of that. And that's when they initially started questioning us about it. So
is your crime that you're convicted of right now, is it of shooting this guy?
Yes, they said I murdered and robbed him.
So you had there's two other guys that basically turned state's witness against you?
Yes, they actually lied to get lesser time.
Right, of course. Now, who was the shooter? Who shot Dee Dee?
Gene Paxton had a 25. Now, I don't know if he gave it to Dee Dee or whatever. Whatever happened in the living room, I don't know. But Dee Dee had a 22 pistol.
And this guy died of a 25 or a 22?
He died of a 25. Is what Gene had in his hand, 25 pistol. So,
but you never saw anything because, I mean, obviously when you're in a fight, you can't really see anything else other than what's going down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and they were shooting in a whole other room. So
what happened to these other guys? Did they both get out of this whole thing?
Yeah, they've been out for some time now. They've been in the world for some time now.
Wow.
Because on the stand, the prosecutors were saying that Dee Dee was just up there to clear his name, basically, and tell what happened. And at the time, he's charged with capital murder, just like me. But he's basically up there confessing to being accomplice to it, even if he didn't do anything. So after trial, he gets 10 years.
Okay, so Dee Dee got 10 years, and the other cat, what was his name?
Gene Paxton. He got 15 years.
Gene Paxton, and
but they dropped their charges to something.
Okay, so they dropped them for accessory to murder or something of the sort?
No, none of that. No murder, anything. Basically, like a home invasion and a burglary type charge, something like that.
So did both of these guys, Dee Dee and Gene Paxton, did they both basically just set you up to die, right? I mean, is that what you're saying?
Basically, they because I was the only guy. Like I said, I was scared. I just wanted to disassociate myself from the whole incident. So initially, when the officers asked me about it, I said, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know him. I don't know him. I know Dee Dee and G from being around the hood, but basically, I don't know. I was the only guy saying that, so I went to trial first. And by me going to trial first, their lawyers looked at it as an opportunity for them to basically look, throw it on him and get off. And that's what they did. But Gene did not come to trial. Dee Dee was the only one that took the stand.
And what did Dee Dee say? Did he say you shot him?
Yeah, well, he made 3 different statements actually. So, but all his statements, one statement said we went in the house, I shot him, he took off running. That was his first initial statement. And the second statement was basically saying that I grabbed him and I took him in the kitchen and shot him. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, we're getting down to this last minute, and let's do another call here if you got time. But this is where I want to give you the last stand right here to talk to the brothers and sisters that are out there. I find these cases very, very compelling. I find these things very, very interesting.
You have 1 minute left.
I believe you, bro. I believe everything that you're saying right here, and I've heard a lot of stories of the same. Give the people. Yeah, I'm here. Brother, give the people the last stand of. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. All right. You got about 30 seconds, bro. Give the people a little last bit of this, and then let's hit back in just a second.
Oh, never quit, never give up. The truth will set you free, and just always stay true to yourself and what you believe in. And no matter how long it takes, man, fight to the end, man. And that's what I'm doing.
Never give up.
That's what I'm doing.
Beautiful. All right, guys. Guys, write Terrell. He's in the description below. Thank you guys very much for this podcast. Thank you so much, Terrell, for being on this. Thank you, brother, and I will talk to you very soon, very again.